Okay, next topic is strength of acids and bases. Okay, acids and bases are considered as ion compounds. So we may be confused about so acids are basically, most of them are polar compounds and bases are ionic compounds. Okay, so that's, you can say ionic or polar compounds. When dissolved in water, they will ionize. Acids, you can say as ionize or dissociate. Acids or bases that dissociate completely in water is considered a strong acid or strong base. Say for example, if you have hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid, suppose you had 100 molecules, most of them, I would say 100 hydrogen ions and 100 chloride ions are produced. That is called complete. That is called complete dissociation. But if there is a slight dissociation, that means anything lesser than 90% or 95%, we will consider it as weak. Okay, so look at this. This is water. Okay, label here. Okay, so water molecule. I'm going to draw only the acid molecule so that you can visualize that correctly. But actually there is hydronium ion is forming after reacting with acid. But if I have 5 molecule of hydrogen chloride, okay, how many hydrogen total? 5. So there will be actually hydronium ion, but I'm going to draw hydrogen ions. There will be 5 hydrogen ions, 5 Cl minus ions. That means everything, all the molecules are completely ionized. So that is an example for what? Strong acid. At the same time, if you have 3 molecule of this, which is phosphoric acid, we know there is total 9 hydrogen, but maybe only one molecule will dissociate. One molecule has 3 hydrogen and 1 phosphate, and rest of them will stay in the solution as undissociated. Okay, so this contains only ions. This contains what and what? Basically more molecules, and there is less ion compared to strong. So this is called what? Weak. So that's how you visualize the ionization, and we have to memorize the strong acids and the bases. Then just memorize strong acid and bases, then rest of them will be considered as weak. So I'm going to give you the list of acids and bases you have to memorize. Very easy. We know that the dissociation of metal, so bases have a metal OH bond. How easily this bond is breaking? If the bond is breaking easily, that will be strong. So that depends upon the ionization energy of the metal. Low ionization energy means they will be easily breaking the bond, easily donating the electron to OH minus and forming M plus and OH minus. So we know that on the periodic table, when you go to left to right, ionization energy is decreasing. We learned that. I don't know how many of you remember. So group 1 hydroxide, say for example lithium, sodium, potassium, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. All of them, all group 1 are strong bases. So easy to remember, right? And group 2 except beryllium and magnesium. Group 2 except beryllium has higher ionization energy, magnesium also. So beryllium, magnesium except beryllium, magnesium, calcium hydroxide, strontium hydroxide, barium hydroxide. So except this, everything is what? Weak bases. So you had to worry about only this. Then come to the strong acid. So we know that acid has hydrogen and a negative ion there, right? So there are two factors depends on the, if that is binary acid, say for example hydrochloric acid, you have to look at the electronegativity and bond enthalpy, how easily the bond is breaking. That means bigger atom with hydrogen will easily break the bond. So because of that, 17th group except fluorine, HCl, HBr, HI, they are strong acid. HI is the strongest acid. HI is the strongest acid. Then polyatomic, all of them with higher oxidation state like HNO3, H2SO4. You had to study only this, but there are more if you want to. Okay, so all these are strong acid. Okay, then if you are wondering what are weak acid or base, say for example if I say carbonic acid, soda, that is a weak acid, right? HF is a weak acid. All organic acid like acetic acid, formic acid, all of them weak. Then bases, if I would say aluminum hydroxide or beryllium hydroxide, zinc hydroxide, any transition metal or anything other than all of this, that will be what? That will be weak. Okay, now does changing concentration of a strong acid affect its strength? Okay, what is meant by concentration? Remember the molarity. Okay, suppose if I have 0.1 molar HCl and I am adding water to dilute that into 0.1 molar HCl. So when you add water, its pH will change. The amount of hydrogen ions will change in unit, so 100 ml or 1000 ml. But we said the strength depends on these factors, right? The low ionization energy of metals or electronegativity of non-metal bond, that is always same. If it is hydrochloric acid, that will be always hydrochloric acid, right? So we have to write no. The change in concentration will not affect the strength of an acid or base. Reason, it depends only on the anion part or cation parts of acids and bases or their electronegativity, ionization energy, size, etc. Okay, so now what you need to do, you have to go to Google. You don't need to write the bit.ly, sometimes that will make a problem. Just go to Google and search for acid base FET and familiarize and answer all of this till page number here.